into the game. With us right now, besides DarkTilRisen and Frixy who are in this game, we also have Raymond. Hi, Raymond.
Hey guys.
This is now turned into a triple cast.
Oh, that's fine, really.
Pretty cool. All right, Raymond, you have just been playing in the qualifier. Tell us, how is it in the trenches?
It's pretty rough. Lots of Protoss. Lots of A moves and stuff. Lots
Sucks.
of Colossi.
You just lost, right? Against who did you play?
I played against RBVH.
Alright, yeah.
Bit salty about the loss because I feel I should have won the game. It's pretty much it for the entire game, but made a few small mistakes, and yeah, that cost you the game versus Protoss sometimes.
Oh yeah, I can definitely feel the salt there. Sucks, man. Alright. But yeah, I gotta say, although I would love to see you qualify, I also like having you as a caster, so welcome to the cast. Hilke and I have been casting it up so far, and let's introduce these players. In the bottom right corner of the map we have the pink player currently from Team RUZ. It is DarkTilRisen, our first Terran. And who wants to do the second player?
Why won't you go ahead?
You just introduced, yeah, okay. So in the left side we have the orange Terran from Team Esports Club Visualize. He's Frixy.
Frixy. Have you played either of these players before, Jeroen?
No, I have not.
Alright, okay. They are both Terran though, and I love that having you here because you play Terran and we don't, so...
Yeah, this is best of one, right?
No, it's best of three actually.
Okay, so it's first of a best of three?
Yep, definitely, yep.
Okay. Well, both players are opening up... okay. I guess it's a bit typical. My style of TVT is actually very macro-oriented, so you won't ever see me open Reapers generally. Of course, I might do different stuff in tournaments. Yeah, DarkTilRisen is pretty much cheesing. Like, he has 8 SCVs, I believe, and he's going for early Reapers. Now, the first Reaper for Frixy he made a Marine actually, so he's already behind. If DarkTilRisen can pick off this Marine with the second Reaper that's about to come out, or just with this Reaper, he's in really good shape, but he won't.
Okay. Cool.
Well,
So this is
DarkTilRisen already has taken out one SCV that was building the factory. He just missed the second one, with the barracks in the middle of the map even. So this is a very cheesy build here from DarkTilRisen. Oh, excuse me.
Stay alive there.
I will. There's 3 Reapers now inside the base.
Oh, we can't lose those Reapers. That was a really good trade there for Frixy, taking out 1 Reaper for an SCV and a Marine, actually. Because the goal of this build from Frixy, from DarkTilRisen, I mean, is a snowball. Like, he needs to pick off Marines and kill off. And there's the first Hellion. Hellion's pretty much hard counter Reapers, except Frixy keeps pulling all of his SCVs, which is costing him a lot of income.
Yeah, these were lots of SCVs very low on health too. I can imagine DarkTilRisen is very tempted to rush in and just kill off a couple of those Marine SCVs that are very low on health. Let's see if he can though. The Hellions are still there to defend. But there we go, another couple of SCVs. 1, 2 going down. Oh, and that's 1 Reaper.
Yeah, this is still good trades here for DarkTilRisen, but he really needs to be aware of this Hellion, because Hellions, they outrun Reapers. Now, he has 2 Hellions, so he can 2-shot Reapers, so Risen will have to micro very well. You have to split up his Reapers during the engagement. So if Frixy just guards the edge, like on this ramp, you should be fine, honestly. And he's ahead in SCVs, but not that much because he's been losing them, and DarkTilRisen has actually been resuming SCV production.
Okay. Yeah, DarkTilRisen took a bit of a gamble because he was behind in SCVs a big time of the game, but now he's catching up. He's on 13 SCVs now. Frixy's on 15 SCVs. 16. But Frixy, of course, having the tech advantage and not having a barracks in the middle of the map. So I would give the advantage here to Frixy. Wouldn't you say, Jeroen?
Yeah, technically he does. He just needs to control well. Okay, so here come 4 Reapers. They take a big shot from the Hellions, which is good for him. There was a tank in production. Where did it go? I think he cancelled. Yeah, he lifted his factory to drop the starport. Okay, so Frixy's now holding his ramp, which is really good. Scan reveals that there will be a cloak Banshee, so he needs to prepare for that. The thing is though, only thing he can do to prepare for that is make an engineering bay. He's building Marauders with concussive shell, which is a soft transition, but Marauders are good versus Hellions, so it's a good decision.
And Frixy again here, I think is very nervous because every time the Reapers get into his base, he's pulling a lot of drones, a lot of SCVs. Which is unnecessary, I think, because as Jeroen said, the Hellions, they counter the Reapers.
Right, there currently is a Marauder with these Reapers though, so the Hellions do need to look out because this...
this is... Okay. Yeah. So he's being very patient with his
Look at this.
Hellions.
Bomb.
Not patient enough though. But now this Banshee pops out and he's going to be shutting down this rest, but not before a lot of SCVs will
Oh
fall.
my god. You're right.
Pull them away, please, Frixy.
Oh, he needs to focus the Reapers. Those do the most damage. Not
There
the
you
best. Oh, so
True, yeah.
It's too much damage.
yeah, he's going to lose all of his SCVs and that pretty
Yeah,
much.
I think DarkTilRisen has done it.
Yeah, this is down to 0 SCVs, 1 mule mining, and that is it. This Banshee may clear up all units. Actually, 2. Well, actually, no, none of them is gonna. Nope, none escape. But still, all the SCVs dying. That is, of course, the big story of today. This tank is not gonna change the fact that there's no SCVs to guard. Frixy needs to do like an all-out attack with the one tank, the one marine, and the Banshee that he has. But
DarkTilRisen already has sensor towers of missile turrets up in his base, so I don't think Frixy can get this game.
So
Nope.
the decision from DarkTilRisen to transition into Marauders was not a good decision in my opinion. It makes sense though, because your opponent, when he sees Mass Reaper, will actually start building Hellions, and Marauders are quite good against those. But there was a tank in production, and he knew that. He could have seen it. Oh, this Banshee's actually taking a lot of damage. But he's getting pickoffs now, so that's quite good. He just needs to stay out of the turret.
oh, then that's instant GG. Ooh, oh boy.
GG. DarkTilRisen takes game number 1.
Indeed he does, alright. Alright guys, like you said, Hilke, this is game number 1 in a best of 3 series. So there is at least one more game coming. I'm curious to see if Frixy's playstyle will be any different now that he knows that DarkTilRisen is kind of a packs of cheese, so to say.
DarkTilRisen is not afraid to take a gamble.
I had an interesting bit of that, because before I played my opponent, he already played another Terran, and I saw he beat him using one base Blink Stalker, so I kept that in mind. So I did an early Reaper Scout, checked his base, and I did see an early expansion, so okay, so that's not going to be. Then next thing I scout when I suicide my Reaper in for the scout is see an actively upgrading Twilight Council, so you think, okay, it's 2 base Blink, need to be safe, build bunkers, get Marauders. And from there on, he just transitioned to the Double Forge, and he had 3 free upgrades at like 19 minutes. So,
Well,
that was a bit rough. nice mind games.
yeah, mind games. Those are a very important part of StarCraft because, of course, unlike in chess, you cannot see the entire playing field. So you have to go scout for it with your units, and if your units scout something, then of course your opponent knows that that part has been scouted, or at least usually they know, and then they can, try and do stuff with the fact that they know that you have certain information and you don't have other information. So I think that's the basics of mind games.
Pretty much, yeah.
Alright, we have some lovely admins tonight who are dropping us into all the lobbies for the game, so we just have to sit back and watch the games. I didn't get a chance to show you guys the leader once again last time because I was fixing up the Skype connection. But maybe for next game I'm gonna do just that. So once the game's starting, I'm gonna switch to the leader, and then after the leader we're gonna jump right into the game. That'd be awesome.
That should look very nice, Frank.
Should do, yeah, exactly. I'm just getting this whole production thing down, man. It's gonna be cool.
It's a special DSCL leader.
Yes, special DSCL leader. It was actually made for the Epicon finals, but unfortunately due to technical reasons it hasn't been used there. Maybe just once, and then it failed because, like I said, technical reasons. Not because the video was bad, because the stream technicians
I
were
think
struggling.
you might be in it, Jeroen. I have some footage of you with your fingers on the keyboard. I think that's in the lead. I'm not sure though.
I guess I'll have to keep my eye on the stream then.
Pretty cool. Oh, you know what? If I could ask you, try not to click and type as vigorously as you did in the previous game. Your microphone actually picks that up pretty well.
Yeah, it's actually right next to them, so that makes sense.
Okay. Alright guys, the game is now loading up, so I'm gonna start the leader, and as we get out of the leader we should switch right into the game. Here we go. And there we go, into game number 2 between Frixy and DarkTilRisen. In the top right corner of Nimbus, the latter edition, we have, playing as our orange Terran player, Frixy from EC Visualize. And who's going to pick up the next one? Or
RUZ,
you
go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. In the bottom left, we have the pink Terran. Team RUZ, his name is DarkTilRisen.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense, because it's dark until the sun has risen.
That's quite true, yeah. Actually, I want to talk real quick, unless something very funny is going on. I don't think it is. Real quick about teams, actually. Because DSCL Bootcamp is coming up, lots of players who play at a relatively high level, say Diamond League, will be playing and watching the stream. And a lot of these players may actually be interested in joining a team. I can imagine at least that if there are any players who are interested in joining a team, they might be those playing at a high diamond level, trying to get up to Masters, and who could benefit from joining a team. So what we're trying to do at the Bootcamp qualifier, the Bootcamp event, is show some promotional videos of teams on the stream. So if you have a team and you want to get some people to join your team, get players to know your team and maybe join it, then send us a video. Cannot be longer than 3 minutes, preferably in 1080p. And check out the website, by the way. The information is on the website, dscl.nl. It's about the second news post, I think. So if you want to promote your team, we would be very glad to help you do that. So definitely send us a promotional video and we're going to show it on the stream. So maybe Team RUZ or Team ECV will be back at the event, whether they have a player there or not, because we're going to show some videos.
I just want to point out, Frank, at the beginning of this game, even when the leader was playing, we just saw what's his name again? DarkTilRisen apologizing for his game, the previous game, the cheese against Frixy. But Frixy saying it was no problem.
Oh, okay.
But very nice. Both players opening up very standard. I think you might say something differently because I'm not very good with TVT. But I think just one barracks factory's coming up now. It's looking very standard.
Yeah, it's looking quite standard for both. I was keeping my eye on the very, very, very good-looking leader for a second there, actually. But yeah, both players, one barracks, gas, factory. And from there on out, TVT tends to deviate a little bit, or well, sometimes it doesn't actually. We'll usually see the early starport, and you can go for like a quick Banshee or a Raven first to counter that, or maybe an aggressive Hellion Marine drop. Okay, so you see, yeah, I think Frixy is going to go Banshees, and DarkTilRisen is actually going to opt for the rather quick expand.
Of course, Jeroen knows that this is going to be Banshees because there's a tech lab building on the factory and there's a starport building, and the timings of these two buildings is such that as soon as the starport has finished, it can take the position of the factory and then have the tech lab, which is actually interchangeable. But that was very noobish, of course. I mean, if you don't know that, then you haven't played.
I remember when I first found out that Terran buildings could A, fly, and B, they could take each other's tech labs and reactor cores. I thought that was so cool.
Have you ever taken your opponent's tech labs and reactors?
Oh, you can?
I haven't, but I thought there was a game, maybe on a Day 9 Daily once, where somebody won because the tech lab was the last remaining building.
Oh, and then he took it with his factory. Is it? And then he took it with one of his own buildings?
He took it with one of his own buildings, and then it changed its color, and then it was the last building, so he won the game.
Yeah. TLO was, when he still played Terran, was quite famous for doing that. He also did that to Boxer at an MLG when he had a scouting barracks, and Boxer was gonna swap his factory and his starport, and he occupied the factory. The tech lab.
Oh.
So he couldn't go Banshees.
Oh wow, that is really cool. Alright, a Widow Mine and some Marines have just loaded up into a medevac of DarkTilRisen, which is now speeding towards his opponent's base. DarkTilRisen, by the way, has gone for an expansion, whereas Frixy has not. So Frixy does have some defensive units inside of his main base, but no detection at all so far. Going, of course, for his own little cloaked adventure. The Banshee is across the map, and Cloak will be finished as soon as the Banshee reaches the enemy base. So this is going to be harass versus harass, and it's going to be tough on the observer.
Because they both missed each other. The Banshee missed the medevac, so we're going to just have to see what happens.
I think the Banshee is going to end up in his opponent's base first. There's a Viking in position. Cloak goes down immediately.
Oh, he's not really responding to the Banshee because he's dropping a bit curiously himself, taking out a couple SCVs there. Meanwhile, the drop, it has landed, but DarkTilRisen seems to be a bit preoccupied with defending or something like that.
Also, there's no expansion for Proxy.
Needs to drop the mine.
Frixy.
Oh, the mine.
The mine goes down.
How much?
He's actually going to hurt his own SCVs if he doesn't look out. Oh, decent
nasty hit.
But he can't really keep this up. He needs to pick up and retreat.
But he killed 11 SCVs. That is quite decent, I would say.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot more than I expected. The Banshee, meanwhile, has been kind of hitting the command center, which doesn't do a whole lot. It's also within vision range of the turret, so it almost gets taken out by the Viking.
Oh, and a scan goes down. And
that was a very unnecessary scan, I can tell you that.
Whose scan was that?
That was... usually you see the color, but I don't have it enabled.
I think it was Frixy's. It was Frixy's scan. So Frixy scanned his own Banshee. I thought it was DarkTilRisen's scan, so he could see the Banshee, but
maybe
Frixy
to confuse his opponent.
Yeah. Like, oh, now I don't have to scan because you already did it. But
I love this move by DarkTilRisen. Like he realized he killed SCVs. His opponent didn't. He just didn't take any damage. So he's gonna take an extra command center because he can get ahead even more that way.
Yeah, one of the old slogans from, I think, Artosis, right? If you're ahead, get more ahead.
I keep forgetting if it's Artosis or Day 9.
Oh, yeah, right.
But I really don't know. Either way, there's another drop coming in, that same drop actually. There is a bit of defense, but it's not going to be enough, especially with the medvac. So this push out here from Frixy, is he going to pull it back or is he going to advance?
I think he has to pull back because the expansion for Frixy is going to go down if he doesn't do anything about it.
He's making a tank. I think he can hold it with the tank because there's no stim yet. And this push is already so far ahead that he can get into a decent position. Yeah, it's getting a bit low. SCVs have to be pulled, but he will at least chase this away.
Yeah, he got some...
Yes, chase it away.
Frixy.
And Frixy now is in a good position because he has his units outside the base. He drops the tank in the base of DarkTilRisen, which is very nice for him, but then again, there's a tank for DarkTilRisen defending.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be able to make a whole lot of leeway. However, Stim is like really far ahead, away for his opponent. He was already taking damage on his Marines. And where did Frixy spend his Raven energy on, by the way?
He threw down some defensive turrets inside his main base.
But it was
right, because his Raven has like no energy. Here he goes. He picked up these Marines to the high ground, and now the tank is undefended. So big mistake there actually. DarkTilRisen managing to clean up this attack.
Oh, he doesn't get out. That's too bad.
My God. So basically, all the damage he's done is kill a refinery, and let's see what else. Well, Marines and a tank.
About 6 SCVs.
Did he kill SCVs?
Yeah, about 6.
About 6. Okay.
Still, I have to give the. I think DarkTilRisen is in a good position now because his natural was up way before Frixy's expansion was up.
DarkTilRisen is ahead in pretty much every way. He's getting +1 attack. His opponent hasn't even built an engineering bay yet. It's still under construction.
He's taking his third.
He's building a Reaper though. I think that's a mistake. But yeah, the third really indicates everything that signals that he's ahead. At this point, as a Terran player in a TVT, I would take it slow. Like he can drop. Personally, I don't drop all that often. TVT it's a bit risky.
We're going to meet in the middle of the map. I think
we might see a little bit of a skirmish here.
Nice move here by Frixy, stimming that one Marine ahead, so he knows what is up, and he needs to siege his tanks.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Oh my
very
God.
good. Ah, too bad. He gets the medevac.
That was horrible.
Yeah,
that was all of the army of Frixy. He got one tank in his base still, which might take care of a few of these Marines, but I don't think he's going to take all of the army of DarkTilRisen. DarkTilRisen now loading up and going to the natural, which is undefended for Frixy.
Yes, unfortunately Frixy has no real means of putting pressure on DarkTilRisen currently, so DarkTilRisen is free to just continue to drop and harass his opponent, whereas, yeah, there we go, it's a GG already.
Frixy GG's and DarkTilRisen takes the match 2-0.
Yep, exactly. So this means DarkTilRisen advances to, I'm going to say, the semi-finals of today. That is already quite far through the brackets.
Semi-finals, you're right, yep.